Hey everyone, Cyril here. It's another week of working on the truck. It's Monday today. Probably not going to get much done this week. Everything's kind of on hold, waiting on parts. Black tank is as far as it can go for right now. I have ordered a black tank flush unit that hard pipes into the tank. I don't know how that installs yet. It'll go somewhere in this wall, and I'm probably going to make a unit that'll tip that wall, portion of that wall slightly so it cleans better. We'll figure all that out once I get that piece here. Once we get that done and put in, then we'll put the tank together and we can look at mounting it on the truck. So that's on hold. The bumper is built here as far as it can go. I need the 3/16 plating that goes in those three panels that are open there between the upper and lower crossbars. So that also is on hold, as I also need the steel for capping it. I've ordered the steel for the caps. They did not have it in Yuma, so I ordered it from a company called onlinemetals.com. Should ship today. I'm guessing I'll have it in my hands by Monday to start working on that. There is a company in Yuma called Metal Shop of Yuma. I used them a couple of years ago. I think you guys maybe, if you saw the videos, remember me using them. Awesome group of guys. They have a plasma table. So I have drawn up plans and sent them to them today, so that we can get the top center section made and those other two panels with the cutouts for the lights all done clean on a plasma table. So I'll hear back from them on what the price is and when I can expect that to be done. Hoping I'll have that within a couple of days, and we'll go down to Yuma. Mary's got a prescription she needs to have filled, and we'll get that picked up while we're there. And then that'll let me go back to working on this. So until I get those parts, this is on hold. And then the only thing I could really work on is I could fabricate the new pieces here. But I'm going to wait on that, I think, until the bumper is more complete. Because to do that and really get the measurements I need to take the old bumper off, and I don't want to try to put it back on once I take it off. So that should be a one-time thing. Take it off and be done with it. Then we'll get those fabricated. We'll get the new bumper up on the truck and tacked. I think I'm going to tack these cross pieces onto the bumper and probably weld across the top solid so they stay exactly where I want them. Then we'll take all that bumper assembly off. We'll weld the new ones of these onto the bumper. We'll weld the sides and bottom of this across and on the bumper, so these are completely solid. And then we'll look at bringing all this back onto the truck and bolting it onto the truck. That'll have my bumper square, straight, and true. And then we can look at this end and starting to weld these up, and then start looking at putting the rest of the cross bracing in to build the last 4 feet on the back of the truck. And once all that's done, then I can go through and start grinding all my welds so that we can get our deck together. And we'll go back to the welding shop of Yuma. We'll take the truck down there. We'll lay out the two back sheets on this upper deck, get them put on and tacked, and then we can get measurements for the front section, and they can cut that on the plasma table. And I don't know if they'll do that in the same day or if we'll come back later, get that set on, pushed up into place, get it tacked in, and then once it's tacked in, I can bring the truck back up here and work on fully welding everything. The other thing I want to work on is in these corners, I want to get some round pipe to go in that fit my flagpole, one for each side. And we are going to build a bracket so that we can install a flagpole into the corner pockets on the front of the bed, and probably get another flagpole down the road, so we'll have 2 of them. So that is where we're at right now. So very little that I'm actually going to work on this week. So I'm assuming that Sunday's video will be a very short video. This is the back bar for the water tank. Tank was ordered. Should be here around January 15th, available, completed being built. I bought some 1/4 inch by 1 inch flat bar that I am going to, I didn't like how my bars sat here, so these are going to go in underneath here and weld in so that it gives me full support all the way down to the frame. So I've got that I could work on this week. I might cut out these. I don't like how the welds look. Clean it up, do it again. And I may reposition them a little bit because the bar that's sitting back there ended up right on top of that air fitting, and I didn't like that. I wanted to move it for accessibility. If I got to get to or work on those fittings, we can pull the water tank out and get to that. And I really don't want something directly over the top of it. So it'd be nice to move this bar and this bar back a little bit to adjust the spacing a little, but we'll see what we end up doing there. None of that is written in stone yet. Don't know if that's going to happen this week. I'll call the metal shop in Yuma in the morning, see if they got my drawings, because I haven't heard back from them. I think they're closed now. They open early and close early, at least by my standards. So, and then this is the bracket for the back of the tank, so the tank will sit up against this slip. My water fitting will sit in the center. That should let me have the tank in and down. It shouldn't be able to move forward or back. It should lock it completely in place. This probably will not get installed until we have the tank in our possession, where we can take physical measurements and make sure that, that it all actually fits. I would hate to weld that in place and then find out I'm a 1/16 of an inch too tight for the tank to fit, or something like that. So anyway, that's where I'm at today. Really haven't done much other than planning. I cut up some parts and spent my time working on this drawing and getting that sent out to the metal shop so that we can start getting it looked at, getting it on the plasma table and getting it done. All right, well, I guess I'm repeating myself now, so for today, that's it, and I'll talk to you when I have more to report. Hey everyone, Cyril here. It is Thursday today. We're down in Yuma. Mary's getting her toes and fingernails and everything done, manicure and pedicure. Picked up her prescriptions. I'm down here. We're at the metal shop of Yuma. Picked up the plates that I had them make. These guys do incredible work. I've talked about them before. Laid this stuff out, cut it on the plasma table. They're good enough. I messed up and gave a wrong dimension for this hole. Called them this morning with the right dimension. They were able to lay it back out on the table and correct the size and increase the size of the hole to what it needed to be. So if you're down in the Quartzsite or the Yuma area and you need good work done, metal work, these are incredible guys, do phenomenal work. And this is Adrian here. He's in charge, or I think you're actually the owner, right?
Yeah, I own the place.
So if you need something done, you need good work, come down, see Adrian, give him a call, look him up, Metal Shop of Yuma. Great guys, and they'll take care of you. Got a Jeep dually we're following. I've never seen a dually Jeep before. That's really cool.
That is really cool. Awesome. Gladiators dually. This is right on the thing.
Wow. That deserves a duck.
I don't know what my photo's doing. It's just doing this shit.
I don't know.
There's nothing on the thing.
Hey everyone, we're down in Yuma still, and we came across the coolest Jeep that I have ever seen. This gentleman took a Gladiator and turned it into a dually and did a phenomenal job. This thing looks factory or better. It is just absolutely incredible. And this is one of the coolest Jeeps I have ever seen. So my hat is off to this gentleman and the work that he did. It is just an incredible job. So we had to stop and take a picture and give him a duck and tell him nice job. There you go. See the guard tower?
Yeah. The silver one's over there, right?
Silver one. The guard tower.
Yes.
Those kind of light blue things, blue-green
Yes.
towers.
Yes.
Yes.
Silver blue.
Yes. Absolutely. So that apparently is the whole prison right there. Right
Well,
there.
it's the whole section, but yeah.
Well, this is the next unplanned stop of the day. We're taking Mary to prison. We're at the Yuma Territorial Prison State Park. So we're going to go in and check it out. Well, it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They close at 4:30, so we don't have a lot of time to spend. But we should have sufficient time to come through and check it out and
Thank you.
see what they've got to offer. This should be fun.
So here are all the motivation.
Here's the entrance to the prison. You come into the courtyard. Mary's already in ahead of us because I had a phone call. Very nicely laid out, very clean. And here is the museum portion. You ready, Mary?
Welcome to prison.
Thank you.
Is that inside you?
Ron?
12-9,
Yeah, if you wish.
not 19.
Is it the 19th?
Yeah.
Okay, correct one.
10 days.
See, I don't know what day it is. That's why I'm retired. Otherwise, I'd need to know what day it was. Oh, this could be fun on the back of the fifth wheel. That's almost as good as a cannon. I'm just busy looking at the Gatling gun. Thinking once the Jeep's up on the truck, we could double tow this behind the fifth wheel. See what kind of looks we get. It's either that or a cannon. Take your pick.
Train still uses that bridge, huh? Yep. In fact, that's one of the reasons why a lot of the prisons in here, 1/3 of it was taken away when they put the train through. That great bridge, that's still in service. No, it's the Ocean Bridge. You can drive it. And it's still in service. Yeah, one way. The way to the sheriff. Well, question. Thank you. Thanks, Sandy. Yes.
And here she is in her prison garb. I missed that. It's like the open ones are on the other side. I think that's where Russ found them. What's that? Yeah. Convict number 129. Occupation saddle maker.
Someone Bisbee.
Oh, wow. So Edward Lopez was imprisoned in the Yuma Territorial Prison twice. That distinction is not unique. Multiple inmates have served time more than once within the walls of the prison, but Edward has the distinction of it being admitted to prison on November 26th both times. The first November 26th was in 1882. Edwards was arrested and found guilty of the grand larceny and was sentenced to serve 6 years. Edward kept out of trouble while serving his time. He received an early release after 4.5 years and was free by the summer of 1887. Again, it would be grand larceny would land Edwards back in prison, this time on November 26th of 1888. During his sentence, Edwards was confined to the dark cell several times for entering the women's cell on multiple occasions, gambling and fighting.
Hello there. My name is R.L. McDonald. You may have heard of me. I recently served as a superintendent of schools for Phoenix. Now, you're probably wondering what on earth I'm doing here. Well, I was imprisoned on a charge of forgery. I believe I was wrongly accused, but the jury felt otherwise. However, prison officials here are so impressed with my credentials that they made me the bookkeeper for all the prisoners' earnings. That account now stands at $130, and I'm taking very good care of those funds. The good news is that I expect to complete my prison term very shortly, and I'm looking forward to my return to society. I feel I will be well.
Original iron bunk beds. These bunk beds were made in October 1901. This change from the old wooden bunk beds became necessary in order to rid the cell house of bed bugs, which had become an intolerable nuisance.
Train and the coat caught under the wheels and sucked them under.
What's that? Yeah. Here's the dark cell.
Look at all that hand pounding. It's yellow marks.
There's the dark cell. We can look for the bats.
I'm smelling for that.
What's that?
I'm smelling for bats.
You have the light.
Yeah, direction.
Usually a button in the back. Doesn't seem to be any bats today.
They said it was here
Yeah,
in the dark zone.
yeah. That's where they've been.
Huh. That's really cool.
The hole. Chimney. Can't be too dark because there's light from there and light from the door, but better than I would have expected. And it has a handcuff with it. She can be handcuffed.
That's why I'm missing my other handcuff. So I said I was missing my other handcuff.
Put it on you, and then they got to take it off.
Ah.
Hopefully they have a key. Infirmary. Train going by. Jump over the tractor. 310 to Yuma. This would suck in the summer. Right out there in the middle of the sun. Just bake. Well, it's getting late enough for the day. We need to start working our way north. If we're not careful, we're going to be getting in after dark. And I want to unload the plates and things in Jeep before dark, if I can. So we'll go find ourselves something to eat, something to drink, and then start working north. Well, it's Friday today. We got all our stuff done in Yuma that we needed to yesterday. We're back working on the truck. We have all but the last brace welded in for the water tank. The last one I'm not going to do until the tank's actually here. I have it all prepped up, built, the back lip, the pieces in here. But until I know the physical dimensions of the tank and can lay eyes on it, I'm not going to risk it. So that one's just prepped and ready. We're now back to working on the rear bumper. This is the center panel that we picked up yesterday, tacked in, so you'll get an idea what it's going to look like here. And then we will work on it from there. think what I'll do is take a moment, I'll tip it up, let you guys have a look, and or maybe we'll just come back to it once I have it welded. Well, it's getting to be that time of the day when the wind's picking up and the shielding gas just isn't going to work. So I thought I'd give you a close-up of all the tacking I've got to hold this in place right where I want it. And then here it is tipped up so that you can see the front side and roughly what it's going to look like. That panel will be recessed back inside there and welded in. Trailer plug will be on the left, license plate light on top. The two holes in the middle that you can almost see are for the license plate. And that's all that goes in the center. Alright, well this is trying to tip over on me and I don't want to drop things, so that's it for today, I think. Well, the wind's died down, so I got a chance to get a little further along. So we're partially welded in for the outer plates on the back. Whew. Puppy's gonna be heavy. But it should look really good. Okay, not done yet. Still got the gaps on the inside here. So I think I pushed these panels a 1/16 of an inch too far to the outside. I think I was only going 7/8, not 1 inch. Which is why the gap, I'll have to fill that. But other than that, it's looking really good. I am delighted with how it's coming out. I can fill the gap. 1 inch versus 7/8 isn't going to make a difference. I think the plan was to bring the siding sheet up to here and touch the inside corner and then weld the outside seam, which would have been 7/8 of an inch because it's 1 inch to the outside of it, but not a big deal. Still got to cap my ends. Got to cap this end. Got to cap those. Got to cap these. But I'm not even pointing with the camera. These guys. So, still lots of welding to do. I'm probably going to do a small weld inside all the way down each of these seams just for cleanliness. I'll have to look at it, see what I think. But yeah, looking at what we look like here, I think I want to. And I forgot to clean this post, but we can do that to some degree from the ends afterwards. So it'll be all right. We're getting there. I'm not sure I'm done for tonight. The sun's close to the horizon, so I'm definitely not. Ooh, that's a little warm still. Just welded this part. So, ooh, looks like it's starting to pull. That's not good. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, maybe I better lay this back down for now. Before I drop something, let's get rid of the camera. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, and I have successfully warped the top of the bumper yesterday. There is a definite gap that was not there when we started, and it's not there at the bottom. But we have definitely put a warp in it. So one of the things I'm going to work on today is trying to figure out how I'm going to take that out. One thought is to turn it over and use a press. Could be as much as a 5-ton press. First thought is lay it down, put a piece of 2-inch under either corner, piece of 1-inch in the center, and then drive the tire of the Jeep up onto here. See what that does. If that doesn't work, use a tire from Blue and put 5,000 pounds on the front of it. See if that will bend it slightly to take that bow out of it. Got some friends here that are more experienced than I am. I'm going to get with them this morning and throw thoughts and ideas around, see what different people think, and then we'll make a decision from there. So that is not definitive for what I'm going to do, but I definitely want to get that out of it before I put it on the truck, because that will not, I will see that forever. So, and then I still got to deal with these gaps and welding those up and flipping it over and welding the front side. But everything I do is going to put heat on the back edge of this. Nothing will put heat on the front edge, because there's nothing up at the front edge. So I think I should deal with it now. And what I think actually happened, I don't think I did it welding. I have some cheap sanding discs, and they just don't sand for shit. They just slide, sorry, excuse the language. Don't sand for crud. Slide over the top and just produce a tremendous amount of heat. And I think trying to sand the top edge of this, I think I overheated it, and then when it cooled, it pulled. I think that came from sanding. Anyway, so that's where I'm at this morning. Want to keep you guys in the loop and informed. Other than the little bit of a warp in that top rail, that's coming out tremendous. So I just got to figure out how I'm pulling that out of it. It's doable. We'll get there. Okay, I came up with a plan B. We have this leftover 1/4-inch wall 2x4 tubing that on edge is way stronger than the 3/16 3-inch 2x3 on 2-inch edge. So we're going to put it down, clamp it, work with it. We'll see where we're at when we get all done. That may let it heat and come back into shape. It's possible. We certainly will keep it from warping any further. We're going to try to keep from putting too much heat into it while we're working along. We're filling the gaps now. Trying to ignore my impulse and let everything have time to actually cool down between welds so I don't put any more stress into it. So the thought is leave this on or put it back on when I put this on the truck, so we pull it straight. Then we can weld the uprights, take it off, weld that up, and the other posts, and just keep this on the whole time. We should have enough bodies here to be able to do that. And then when it's back on the truck, hey, that's better. For the final, when we start putting the side corner pieces on, it should be straight enough that we can get welds in. I guess if I'm pointing it where I'm pointing the camera where I'm pointing, get the welds in here enough to hold it and keep it in place with it straight, and then it won't go anywhere at that point. Can't go anywhere then, it's held. So we'll see where we end up, but this is an alternative to trying to drive on it, which is probably a better choice. And as everybody says, I'm just way too picky. They said that little 1/4-inch bow in the back, nobody will ever see it, but I'll see it every time I look at it. It'll bug me. Alright, well that's everything for the moment. Hey everyone, Cyril here. It is Saturday evening. Sun's going down. Got a lot done today. This is mostly set up. There's a little bit more welding to do on it. Got some stuff to do right on the cap still. Gonna go all the way around each of these. But it's mostly together. I'd say it's 90%, maybe 95%. And then we moved over working on the truck. We have the old bumper off, and we're starting to set this up. These are what will hold the new one on, and then these are going to tie in here, so it'll all be one tight piece. These are nice and clean and tight on my seams. So everything's coming together really well. Anyway, by next week we should have the back end of the truck together and probably these side rails tied in so that we can start building the grid work in the center. It is looking really good. I'm actually really delighted with how this is coming out. So, very happy. Alright, well that's where we're at for tonight. We're going to wrap it up and go over to some friends for dinner. Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning. Time for a final wrap up on this video so that I can get it compiled and get it out to you guys. So this is where we're at. The bumper is mostly done. Still got a fair amount of welding on the front side to do to get it all clean. A little bit of welding for the caps. I've got to drill a hole to get wiring access to these lights, which I think is going to be somewhere right in here. We'll figure that out in a little bit. Old bumper is off the truck. The supports for the new bumper are on the truck. Although I'm going to put a shim in here, space it out just slightly, so that when we take it off and put it on the truck, it isn't binding. This one had to be hammered off the truck because it was just way too tight, which is what this would be as it sits right now. So I've got to come up with some form of a shim that I can put in here between the bolts as a spacer. I want to gain a 1/16 of an inch between both sides. So I need something roughly a 32nd of an inch thick that I can put on each side. Re-level these, and then we can tweak them and tack them and get them ready to go. Anyway, that's where we're at. And so we're going to wrap this video up so we can get it out to you, and we'll start a new one for today, for this next week. See you in a week.